How much did Jennifer Soto know about what happened to her daughter the night that she lost her life to allegedly Stephen Stearns? That's what we're going to look into today. We're going to be watching Grizzly True Crimes, a video that she got via a Freedom of Information Act. Florida has different laws in what they release during an active investigation. So now I want to look at this video because it seems like Jen now becomes a psychic and she can surmise, surprisingly, almost everything that must have happened to Maddie based upon other reports that have come out surmising what happened to Maddie that night. So let's take a listen and we'll go from there.
What do you think happened? Monday to now. You know she's deceased. We showed you pictures that she's deceased. We know that she was probably deceased Sunday into Monday. We didn't see her Monday morning.
I still don't want to believe she's deceased. I know you showed me pictures, but
for the purpose of this conversation, I need you to believe it because I need you to figure it out. I need you to tell me what you think happened to her.
I think he killed her that night.
How?
I don't know. Could it probably be possible that he drugged her? Could he have choked her? I just don't know how you kill someone and don't leave a mess or don't leave evidence, or I mean, was there a mess? Was there evidence? I haven't gone upstairs. I don't know what you guys. I barely went into the house today, so I don't know what.
I need to know what you think happened.
I think he killed her.
Interesting that she says, I don't know what happened. I assume he gave her medicine. Then there's something about going upstairs. Then there's no mess. So does she know something happened upstairs? But then she kind of walks it back like, I don't know if there was a mess. I mean, I was just barely in there.
How? You mentioned drugged her. You mentioned other things. Explain your reasoning behind those assumptions and we'll move forward day by day.
So he had access to benzos and I think Lunesta.
You tell me, is Lunesta a new medicine that we've heard about? I don't remember hearing Lunesta in the past.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
And Lunesta, I think, is a sleeping medication, like for insomnia. So I don't know if it's possible he gave her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged. But if she is dead and it was done upstairs, I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't.
So she, at this point, she has seen a photo they presented to her, and what people say the photo is that Stefan's driving around with Madeline's body in the car, and it does not look like someone who is sleeping, but rather someone who has their mouth ajar and does not look like they're with us anymore.
I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
How do you think he got her out?
I have no idea because roommates come in and out of the house at any given point in the morning and we don't know their schedules. They can come in at any time. You guys showed me a picture, I think, of him or her in the car at 7:30 in the morning. My roommate left the house. She's the one who leaves the earliest. She left at 7:45. So like, what if he had waited a little longer? She would have caught him with carrying a body out of the house. How did he do that without being caught or seen?
Good question, Jen. How did he do that? Now, who would know the roommates' schedules, essentially? No one that we have heard of worked a night shift. So...
That's what I don't understand because, like, did you guys check and see if any of my neighbors have Ring cameras?
Why is she asking that? She wants to know if she's on the cameras or not? I don't know. I want to just... this woman. So let's start with Did Jennifer Soto know that Maddie was passed away in the house? And of course, it's all alleged. This is a tarot card reading. Is not fact. It is all alleged, entertainment purposes only, even though it is not entertaining. Psychic downloads. All right. Did Jennifer Soto know that Madeline Soto was passed away in the house around the time that it happened? I'm going to say yes here. I'm going to say yes. Way this is coming through is Satan Stearns is letting her know, hey, something's not right. Something's not right here. And I need you to come investigate with me. I'm kind of worried. And my opinion, Jen walks in on Madeline's not alive, and she walks in and is like, what? And then it becomes this idea here that now I've got to come up with, we need a new story. We need a story of whatever happened here, because she's gone, and now we need to think of what we're going to do here. Let's see what Stephen Stearns told Jen. See if we can get more information on that. What did Stephen Stearns tell Jen about what was going on in the room, whether it's upstairs or downstairs? That I'm not sure of, because they said, Jen said she sent them upstairs to go to sleep. But Madeline had a bedroom, makeshift bedroom downstairs. But it would make sense, it was easier if, I don't know, if it was intentional, it makes sense to, you know, dispose of Madeline downstairs for getting rid of her. But anyhow, what did Stephen Stearns tell Jen Soto in the room when Jen discovers what's happened? She comes in to the room. Madeline's already passed. She comes into the room. Stefan is coming from this position of like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Not me. I don't know what happened, but we've got a situation here. We have to figure out what to do, right? We got these two looking over this one. We got to figure out what we need to do. We need to have a little confab over here. We have to figure out. And this feels like, my opinion, Jen gets rather emotional about this, but it's like, now we got to figure out, like, how are we going to take care of this? Because she can't be found here. We can't have her here. She can't be found here. Okay. All right, so now we got to come up with some bright new ideas, although I don't know how bright they are. But we have to come up with some new ideas here. External influence. They're eventually going to find her. Okay, and the fears are Jen doesn't want herself associated with this at all. I didn't do this. Internal influence. We need to figure out how to take care of this. We need to figure out, like, you're going to have some legal help probably in the future. But the challenge, where are we going to put her? Where are we going to put her? How are we going to... Oh my God. These people are terrible, in my opinion. Okay. So he's telling her, he's playing the dumb card. I don't know what happened. Okay. So let's ask now. Upstairs, downstairs, 2 piles. Did this happen upstairs? Did this happen downstairs? Upstairs. But let's check downstairs. No. Downstairs, we had the 6 of Swords, like we're getting ourselves out of trouble. So there might have been discussions downstairs about the problem that we have upstairs with Madeline being passed away. There's discussion downstairs about how are we going to move forward? How are we going to get going on this? Ugh, terrible. I'm thinking Stefan is, forgive the turn of phrase, but he wants to be the hero to Jen in this moment of, I'll take care of it. I'll figure it out. Okay? But we're going to need to figure out how are we going to tell the story to the public, to the world. Planning goes on downstairs. The event happens upstairs. The event happens upstairs. There's, I think at some point, they're up there, like, you know, discussing what happened until they realize, like, roommates are down the hall. Can't talk about this. We have to go down the stairs, down into the bedroom and start talking about what are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this? Again, all alleged, my opinion, psychic downloads, not fact. It is a card reading. Okay. How do they get Maddie out of the house? Is Stefan doing this by himself? Is he strong enough to carry Maddie downstairs and into the car by himself? Or does he have some help? That's interesting that with the 3 of Cups came up. I think there's multiple like conversations that go on behind different parts of like planning. What are we going to do? What happened? But this would be substances on board. I'm not saying that Jen's carrying Madeline out, but I am saying she's giving cover to him. To him. She's looking out for him so he can avoid detection by roommates. She's looking out, making sure he can take Madeline out the door or wherever. Yeah, there's a whole strategy here. I'm going to take her out. Let me go do this, and then we're going to take her out and put her here, and right? Yeah. This is the whole story is being concocted while we're moving her, and my opinion, Jen is running cover, so, you know, the roommates aren't going to see. They're not going to be able to walk in on Stefan carrying Madeline out the door. Okay, so then in that clip we're watching, Jen comes up with the idea, the theory in her new psychic premonitions that, oh, maybe he gave her too many sleeping pills or medicine, whatever it is, and then he chokes her. But there's no mess, right? That's how she's justifying, like, well, that has to be it, right? How does she, like, come up to, from, it's like, because it could have been just an overdose. How does she get from too many substances to physical strangulation? How does Jennifer Soto get there? How does she surmise that magically? He eventually tells her, there's this idea that you have to come to Jesus. You have to tell me if I'm helping you to cover this up. I need to be a part of this. Like, we're in this together. Gross. We're in this together. I need to have an idea of what's going on because I can't be left in the dark. You have to tell me more. And like, none of what you're telling me makes any sense. If I'm looking back in the past of what medicine she's been given, this would feel like this is whatever medicine they would have given her in the past did not have this reaction. This is where, my opinion, Jennifer would be saying, no, you have to tell me more. This doesn't make any sense because we've given her this combo or these specific substances before, and this has never been the outcome. So that doesn't make any sense. I need to know more. You have to tell me what's going on here. We need to look at this legally. We need to look at this legally because they're going to be onto us soon, and we need to have an idea. There's this idea, this worry, we're going to still get caught by authorities, but we have to have our stories, our alibis, all of that put together. Oh, these people. All right. How far? I think the car was parked just outside their home. But how far is Jen Soto going to helping Stefan get Maddie in the car? Like, is she just opening the door and looking out? Is she helping him put her body in the car? How far on this is she going? Is she helping to put Maddie's body in the car? Allegedly. Let me get some Mildred Payne on this because she is giving him some type of help. And I think there's some way that she's like trying to minimize her exposure, I guess, in terms of getting caught with something or being caught in the middle of this. Okay, there's some idea of cleaning up inside the house. There's also some idea of like yelling to him. This is weird. This is like I'm seeing, well, don't forget that and take this with you and da da da. Like there's that kind of information being thrown. She's keeping a lookout. Now, the interesting thing is here, I do think before Stephen Stearns, takes Madeline away, Jen does like a one last goodbye look at Maddie. I think she gives her a send-off or like a something to her in the car. This feels like sending someone off like to the airport in a rush. Like, oh my gosh, we're late. We have to get going. The plane's going to leave without us, right? There's this time constraint of like, we have to do this quick. We don't have time to fool around. Da, da, da. And that's where Stefan's coming in and saying, we don't have a lot of time. I got to go hide all of this bad stuff. Fetus and the pipe on the Two of Cups. I don't think she knows the actual location. but he lets her know some way, some fashion, like it's taken care of, no need to worry. She's still upset because everything's going to now still be moving forward, and now there's going to be more involvement in whatever stories that they need to like practice on. But they know at some point this is going to be, Madeline will be found. That's going to be another growing problem here that they're going to have to address as they're moving forward. So I don't think Jen is actually carrying Maddie's body out to the vehicle. I don't think that. I do think she's, as a lookout here, I think she knows the complex better than he would, and whatever stuff's going on. She's more strategic, I think, than we, at least that I give her credit for. She seems like the biggest ding dong in the world. But I don't think she's that dull. Okay, so he's carrying her out by himself. Jen, in my opinion, is looking as the lookout, like, and making sure, well, you gotta take this, right? Because that's going with our story. Now, that I think that makes more sense if we go back to in this earlier interview, you know, she says Stefan thinks he's pretty smart, but he's not the smartest man in the world, or something to that effect, because she had to help him with this. Now, what about the location where Madeline's found? How does Stefan come upon that? Because, you know, Jen mentioned like she's in the woods, or she could be in the woods. Let's see if that's more in, let's see if we can find that here.
Any? Nothing?
I don't know what data we've gotten from him, but at this point I need to know what you think happened to her. I don't need you to ask us what we found.
Okay.
What we found has happened. I need you to come up, in your words, in your mind, what do you think happened that night into Monday, because we do not know. I don't know if her murder occurred Sunday or Monday. All we know is that when you went to bed, they went to bed together, and she's no longer here. So I need to know what you think happened to her, how he got her out of the house, where he went, how he got her in the car, what is your thought on what happened.
I think she was killed Sunday night into Monday morning. I'm thinking he carried her out of the house. I don't know how he didn't get caught by any of my roommates, or no one heard. You're saying he drove all around town. I'm not sure where he could have gone.
Okay, not sure where he could have gone. We'll play some more if we need to, but I'm not sure where he could have gone. So Stefan Stearns, who's not from the area, finds a place. Jen says she's not sure where he could have gone. How does Stefan Stearns find the place to place Madeline's body? There's some type of discussion, in my opinion, there's some type of discussion that's going on here where I don't want to know the official place, or I don't want to know where her body is actually put. I don't want to know. There's an idea here of you could go here, here, or here. There's that idea. You could go here, here, or here. There they are together. Okay. She and he is listening as she tells him, you can go here, you can go there, or maybe you go there. I don't want to know the exact spot, but there's places that you could go and put her where she can be hidden, not seen again or seen easily. She's giving him ideas about it because he's not exactly sure. But it's like, okay, like say it's like location A. Okay, so if you go over to location A, it's on this road, down past whatever. Okay, I'll figure it out, right? So I don't know if there's like paper maps in the house or something, or she's drawing a map, something of how to go find these locations, but it's like, my opinion, she's telling him the locations and he's just going to go look and see if he can find them and see which one would be the best in his opinion. But they've discussed the locations and what the location needs to, like it needs to look undisturbed, or it doesn't need to be obvious or whatever. She needs to be hidden so they can't find her right away. But she doesn't want to know the exact place. So this is like, to me, this is more masterminding than I would have thought.
And then him coming home and leaving, and coming home and leaving, what do you think? Knowing that he killed her.
That's suspicious as fuck.
It is suspicious as fuck, but if you're writing a book, what do you write? Let's say this is a fiction novel, right? You're now aware that he killed her, so now you can piece together a story of what happened, right? You don't know the story because you're not him, and you tell me he hasn't told you, so it's not real. So you're telling me what you think,
Yeah.
right? We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe, right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. Now
And that was that energy I'm getting of like, okay, now you need to take this out the door, like, you know, you're going on this trip, but you have to have this stuff with you.
He doesn't have evidence with him. They leave. You've been told that they drove around Orange County, Osceola County, wherever it was. We've pieced that together throughout the week. All right? He's told you where, at least in his version of where he was and what he was doing, right? But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing at 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
So him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere. I feel like he stashed the body at that time.
Wow, that's really specific.
When he came back and then left again. But see, it's daytime. Like,
why did he come back? That's a good question. Like, there was that part of him saying he came back because he forgot his clicker. Why did he come back? I think, too, correct me if I'm wrong, that Madeline's still in the car? Not sure. But why did he come back? Because the way Jen says it is he went somewhere, left Madeline, then came back. So maybe she wasn't in the car then, but I don't know. But either way, why did he come back? More strategy time. Okay. Victory 1, all right? We have her placed somewhere. So that's, or let's say they're task 1. They have Madeline's bodies out of the house, okay? So if it's a task list, that's complete. Now, we have the 2 of Pentacles here. We have the 9 of Cups and the Strength card. We need to get back together and put our heads together and flesh out this story. they're solving their problems here. It's this idea of like, we got to figure out, what are we doing? What's our strategy? Let's think this through. What are we going to say? What are we going to tell? Because they're going to be looking at us. They always look at the family first. I feel like, man, that really brings up again for me the he thinks he's the smartest man, but he's not. Like, she's like had to think a lot of this through for him, because there's a lot of focus on the medicines, the substances, when he's coming back and they're talking. We have to think of a strategy. We have to think of the story we're going to tell, because they're going to be coming and they're going to be after us here. And we need to focus a lot on, there's a lot of medicine going on here. I don't know. I don't know that came up in their stories beyond just saying all the things they said were wrong with Maddie. But okay, so I'm just going to look like I'm, the wonderful mother. And we're just going to say, I don't know, someone must have taken her. I mean, who knows? It could have been someone in the community, someone over there. Just point direction everywhere else, at everyone else, outside of us. The fear, eventually it's going to come back to us. Internal influence. You and I are in it together, babe. You and I are in it together, babe. And the challenge. There's some mistakes that happen during this cover-up. There are some mistakes that happen. There's certain things that they thought that they covered all their bases. They did not. No. Because it's like he comes back like, okay, she's put somewhere. Okay, la, don't tell me where. All right, now we need to weigh, like, do you think you put her in a good spot? Are you satisfied with the work that you did? Do you think it was good? Do you think we're in a powerful position here so we're not going to get the finger looked at? Well, I don't know. We better talk about it. Okay, well, let's think about it. I don't want to know the place, but could she be seen from a road? Oh, could she be seen by someone driving by? Could she be seen by XYZ? You need to make sure that she's covered up. We're working together here, and we need to put our thinking caps on, Satan Stearns. So we need to put this on, and we need to figure out. So that's a strategizing session when he comes back. Okay.
How could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen? But like, I feel like he went back to check, to make sure he did a good job, or to...
I think she was going to say change a tire or change location. I don't know. But let's go with our first question. How could you do this in the daytime? How could you do this in the daytime? What is she getting at? There he is, carrying her. She's already gone. Okay. How do you get around? How do you do this in the daytime? This is Jen, my opinion, expressing disbelief that he got away with her in the car. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to pull this off. I don't think you're going to be able to pull this off. So there's just like this disbelief that the plan they put into place to get her moving, like, I don't know, they had some discussion about putting her in, I don't know what type of car Jen drives, but why don't you put her in the back instead of in the front passenger seat? Let's ask that, because how does that decision get made? Because I'm wondering if it's just more about we're rushing, we don't have time. How does this decision to put Maddie in the front seat get settled? because it goes to our story and admitting having some, I don't know, plausible deniability, is that the phrase? I don't know, for us to say, well, we dropped her off. So our whole story is that we're going to say we dropped her off at school and some dirty bird just came and snatched her up. So we need to have it. So, we can say we had her in the car. Say if there's somebody looking out their window. I don't know that these two ding-dongs are thinking about cameras all over the town, but I think there's this idea of like, what if somebody sees me driving in the morning? Like, oh, I never saw her in the car. No, we need to have that. That's the whole dumb idea there. That's a part of it. And so, okay. All right, continuing on.
To move the body again? I don't know.
How does he decide to move the body again? That must be happening during the powwow back at the house. So how does he decide, oh, we got to move the body again? Because that's what is alleged at this point. He moves the body. And she seems to, in her new Miss Cleo days, she seems to understand this, so. There's some discussion. It's almost this whole thing again. Okay, where is she? Where is she? We're putting our heads together on this. But there's a decision made that, like, that's not the right spot. That's not the right spot. You can't, like, it's almost like, don't tell me exactly where, but tell me what it looks like or whatever. And like, no, that's not the right spot. She needs to be somewhere else. Like, it's almost like it's too close to home. Too close to home. Needs to change the location of where Maddie is. We need to change, like, we're working on this together, but you can't leave her there. No, you can't leave her there. We need somewhere where we can, in a way, be victorious about this, covering up our crimes. Okay.
But him leaving the house multiple times without his cell phone is sketchy as fuck. It's so suspicious.
Which is an intentional act. It's not accidental, so that can play into what you think happened.
Yeah. Do you think phone being on the dresser?
It was intentional. Her cell records and her cell data from her cell phone show it is not common for her to leave her phone at home. It is common for her to go to school with her. No teenager leaves their phone at home. It's what they're attached to it.
She's left her phone home multiple times.
Her cell data shows that normally it goes with her, so that's intentional. You know it's intentional because he left his too.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's an accident last Friday, this Monday, it was not an accident.
Yeah.
So you think that he dumped her when he was driving around? You think that when he left, he went to check her body?
Possibly.
Okay.
Why would you go back out to 182 without your cell phone? Like,
I don't disagree. So he goes out to 192. We think he may have checked where he dropped her or dumped her. He comes home. He tells you he's just roaming around aimlessly. Right?
yeah.
So that's twice on 192 in one day, because he went to look at the House of Cards bullshit or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then he went to do the roaming to look for her on this random highway that he never goes to.
Okay.
Okay? We go into the next day and the next day. Think of the suspicious things he's done. Tell me what you think he's doing.
Him grabbing my phone and trying to log into his emails, that seems kind of suspicious.
Him grabbing her phone, trying to log into his emails or whatever is kind of suspicious. Let's go back to the phone reset. He did it twice. He reset his phone twice. And of course it was supposed to be an upgrade or whatever, but of course Jen's trying to play off like, well, I don't know. But now he's logging into her phone. What does she know about him using her phone? She knows what he's doing. Whatever he's doing, she knows. You reset your phone. You can't be using your own phone. You can't keep resetting it. You can't use my phone. Use my phone. Use my phone. He's taking some type of reasonable risk here, and I think it's like I've said in this other video, I don't know if this one's in the Moth Manor only or if it's here on Tube of the U, but she's aware of what he's been doing with some of the CSAM material. So this is like, I have to know, did you get rid of it all? Did you get rid of it all? You have to do it, but from my phone. So she gives it to the rat. She gives it to him. Here, Satan Stearns. Use my phone. Yeah, because we need to make sure everything's like good, that we're not going to be in any type of danger here from other type of activities you've been doing. She knows. So, nice try. Don't play that one off on me.
What was he trying to see? What was he trying to do?
You know.
The thing is when he had my cell phone, now that I think back to it, he had something wrapped around it, so the phone was under a blanket, and he was like this. I tried looking at the screen at one point, and I could see an email. But
and that was the cell phone we took from you today, or you gave us today.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I saw this in a chat on another channel, and someone had left a comment and said, if she sighs, it means she's gonna lie. Is that one of Jen Soto's tells? Jen Soto's tells of when she's gonna lie. Is it a sigh? Oh, gotta get this off the screen. Yeah, it's a, this gives her time to, think of, okay. Somehow it gives her time to think, like it's a reset, for her to grab the information that is what she wants to present. The official accounting. So yeah, if she sighs, then she lies. My opinion. Yeah, that's a part of her thingy here. Now I'm trying to get to this one part here. Let's see.
Can you guys tell me if this is true? Because I recall a family member telling me something, like my sister, was the last thing searched on it Amber Alert?
Her cell phone has Amber Alert searches in it, but I looked through her cell phone last night. I do believe that she may have been clicking on links for Amber Alerts that came through. I don't think she was actually searching them.
Okay.
They could have just been links she clicked on.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure if that was him Googling on her phone about Amber Alerts or if that was her.
That we will never know. It's not obviously cooperating.
What's the Amber Alerts about? I didn't even remember this part. What can we know about the Amber Alerts being searched for? Are we searching to see when is an Amber Alert go out? I can't imagine that Madeline's searching for Amber Alerts. That would seem weird. News. There's the news. Doot, 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 doot. How long after you report that someone is missing, a child is missing, how quickly after you report does that come, does an Amber Alert get issued? I need to know, like, my timeline I'm working with. That's what it's about. I need to know the timeline I'm working with.
Can you like, could you guys explain what happened yesterday?
Before that, I need you to continue going with.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Suspicious utilization of your phone.
Of the phone, him disappearing multiple times, him disappearing to Northport. What the hell was he doing? That is suspicious. I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all fuck. Why did he go to a storage unit facility? What was he grabbing? What was he trying to dispose of?
Up in Northport. That's by his parents.
Or what was he trying to hide in the That to me is suspicious.
Do you put more weight on that than 192?
192, no, because 192 would be something happened in Northport. There'd be no reason he would take.
Do you understand what I was asking with that phrase? Putting weight on it? Like, do you feel like it's more suspicious what he was doing in Northport versus 192?
I don't know which one's I don't know which one is more suspicious to me. They both. 192 seems to me like the easiest place he could have dumped her or like figured out where to put her. Unless she was in my trunk the whole time and he went to Northport.
Unless she was in my trunk, okay. Let's see, what does Jen Soto know about Northport? Because she's throwing up the F-bombs quite a bit. You know, when she really wants to point something out, she has to add the F word in there. So what does Jen Soto know about Northport as it relates to this little crime here? Not little by any means, but something's up in Northport that brings them into deeper doo-doo. Probably in relations to the transactions, I believe, of the CSAM going on. Yeah, this is related to more online CSAM material that can also take them down. So he needs to go up there and take care of that. Yeah, that's another thing we have to clean up. We have to clean up. So,
The trunk of your car?
Yeah.
Didn't you drive your car at some point? Didn't you guys sit in your car at some point?
I did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have probably smelled something, but I didn't. So I'm just trying to think, like, did he stash a body in Northport? No, I don't think so. He's probably
she really jacked that little lie up, didn't she?
hiding something or destroying something.
Was Madeline ever put into Jen's car? Because I'm like, why are you bringing up your car? Your car wasn't known to have been on the loose with Stefan at this point. It was an option they had talked about. It was an option that they talked about as a strategy. But then it goes back to, we need her to be seen in the car getting dropped off at school. So we need, you know, the Kravitz across the aisle or whatever, somebody to have seen her in the car so it looks like it's just a normal day. So that's one of her things, is just popping up and slipping out of her mouth.
So I guess 192 would probably be the most important right now.
Her being in your trunk is oddly specific.
The only reason I say that is because from what you guys have told me, he went directly from the hotel to Northport. I don't think he made any stops anywhere in Kissimmee or anything first and then went to Northport.
All we know is what we can piece together through accessible cameras and data. So his movements, his driving patterns, his actions, we can only 100% say what they are if they're on camera.
Okay.
So we can say he went to Northport because the car was in Northport. Where he stopped, where he went in between, that cannot be factual from us if we don't have a camera. It can just be an assumption, which is why I want your assumptions, because you know him, I don't.
Yeah.
She likes to purse her lips a lot on this thinking. Sigh and then a purse.
If I fell asleep at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, at the hotel, what was that, Monday night?
Oh, now she's talking about when they went to the motel. Okay. Let's finish on at some point at when they're at the motel hotel. So Jen, Stefan, and his father check into the motel hotel. Is Stefan is, that's when he takes Jen's car. So not earlier. So why is Stefan out in Jen's car? Was it another plan? You got to move her again? Let's see. Why is Stefan in Jen's car when they check into the motel hotel? So the smartest person in the room, Stefan Stearns, has had an idea, and he's thinking. They're collaborating together. It's a collaboration together to make sure, are you sure that she is far enough away from our house? Is she far enough away? Like I don't remember how far away they found Maddie's body, but it's almost like you have to make sure she's like far enough away. So there's like, that doesn't tie to us at all. We can't have this pinned on us. We can't have this pinned on us. Yeah. You need to go check. You need to it's like triple check your work. Triple check your work. About where you placed her body. You need to triple check your work because we can't have this coming back to us at all. And we need to work on our story. So why are you over there on that road? Maybe this is like triple check your work. Maybe this is go take note of what's over there store-wise. Triple check your work. Yeah, because the fears are, here's the tower. Everything's going to come crashing down on us. We know that she's out there. She's going to be found soon. And our challenge is making sure that we have the right story to tell people so we can get away with this. So nobody's going to be keeping their eyeballs looking on us. All right. Had enough of that for today. Let me know what you think. If you want me to do more of these with other... I don't know that there's only another video interview I've seen Grizzly True Crime had of Stefan Stearns. But if there's some other audios that you want me to go through, or just the story on the Madeline Soto and whatever involvement Jen Soto and Stefan Stearns have, let me know down in the comments below. But gosh, this is terrible. This case just has infuriated me to like no end. So until next time, adios.